Hey everybody, it's the Coach, and this is Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got what should be an interesting matchup between the Indianapolis Colts and the Philadelphia Eagles. With that, let's get up to the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. We're standing by for the call are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, it's the NFL on EA Sports as you take a look there at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, PA. Just a short time ago, these Philly fans in full roar as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. Pyrotechnics ablaze. They're set to go as their Eagles will match up with the Indianapolis Colts. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Godden. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. We get set to see what this Philadelphia Eagles offense has in store on their first drive, and it'll be interesting to see what Carson Wentz has in store this coming week in Indianapolis because he's medically cleared to make his first start of the season.
And what a jump that is, what a boost that is for Philadelphia, for its fans, for the entire organization. Remember, 33 touchdowns in 13 games last year before getting hurt in Los Angeles. He possibly could have been the league MVP if he finished the season. Now, Nick Foles, we all know what he did. Won a Super Bowl, got him a win in their season opener, kept it close in Tampa. They almost came back and got them. He goes back into his backup role. But here's the tough part for Carson Wentz. Down a few receivers due to injuries. They'll have to fashion together some offense with some second-line guys.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Starting lineup here for Philadelphia. We mentioned it earlier. Well, you mentioned it, that the wide receivers in a little bit of trouble for Philly. Mike Wallace fractured fibula against Tampa Bay, so not sure if we're going to see him again this season.
Yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on Nelson Aguilar right now. And he's mainly a slot receiver because they've lost the deep threat of Wallace to push defenses back. Remember, they have not had the services of Alshon Jeffrey all year long. So Zach Ertz becomes much more of a primary receiver at tight end because the receiver names in the building right now, Kamar Aiken, DeAndre Carter, Shelton Gibson. Those are not their frontline receivers, even with the return of Carson Wentz.
The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete. Charles, as we look at this Colts defense, how about the performance from Week 2 by the rookie second-rounder Darius Leonard?
Out of South Carolina State, 18 tackles, a forced fumble, and a sack. He now has the most tackles in the NFL through 2 weeks. He's ranging sideline to sideline and making plays. He and his mates, they held Adrian Peterson to 20 yards in this game. That's a heck of a job by the Colts defense.
You mentioned he went to South Carolina State. You know their mascot?
The Bulldogs.
Of course. Charles knows everything, everybody. Now Wentz on third down. And that's incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
Now on fourth down, it's Cameron Johnston on to punt it away. Chester Rogers deep for Indianapolis. Taken in at the 22. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Indianapolis Colts and their offense take the field with a 500 record after defeating Washington in Week 2. And there's Andrew Luck in that game. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But pretty encouraging for the Colts. 21-9 win over the Redskins.
Not just encouraging, but a win that most people did not see coming. Because Washington played really well in Week 1 at Arizona and blew them out. They thought they were coming home and going 2-0 before the Green Bay Packers visited. But Andrew Luck knocking the rust off in a big way. 25 straight games with a touchdown pass. He is playing really well. 21-9 win at Washington.
Amazingly, that 25 straight game streak with a touchdown pass, that's now the longest in the NFL. Now Love. Throw left side complete. It's Doyle. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down. And here are the Colts offensive starters.
Jack Doyle has to be one of the most unheralded players in the NFL. I remember when he came out of Western Kentucky, most thought he'd be the number 2, number 3 tight end on any team he played on. Instead, how about last year? 80 catches, second only to Travis Kelce of Kansas City, named to his first Pro Bowl, and I expect continued excellent play from him. Excellent route runner and a very good blocker as well.
They'll run with Mack. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. And this defensive line will be looking to control the point of attack.
And that's what they've done throughout this season. This is a terrific unit. They play together very, very well, and they don't permit big plays to happen.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the gun, here's Love. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Chris Long in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to fourth down. Well, they went with the nickel. They throw in an extra defensive back. Coverage was very good.
Yeah, it was exactly as you would expect. A passing down, you bring in the nickel package. Just as you described, the coverage was excellent and allowed one of their linemen to end up getting to the quarterback.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on fourth down to punt it. Here comes the pressure, and the Eagles get there to block it. And they will wind up with the football and the possession. An early special teams wake-up call there, their first drive, and they have the punt block.
And obviously they were giving the ball up, but that's not the way it's supposed to conclude. That ball's supposed to be downfield, better field position for your defense to work off of. Instead, you've given up a momentum play, and now you've got the other side excited.
And out now come the Eagles. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The Eagles into the red zone for the first time. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now it's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. And he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They run with Ajayi. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Tackle made by Zaire Franklin.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8.
Here we go.
Now Wentz. Screen pass to Sproles. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Well contained there defensively. The screen gets only a yard, and it's fourth. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Now to try the Eagle field goal, Jake Elliott. And the kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Here comes the Colts offense now as they make their way onto the field. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Play action. It's Luck. It's complete here to T.Y. Hilton. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
Wrong.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Out of the gun, Luck. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now it's Luck. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sack back at about the 43-yard line. Chris Long in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Know where to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. A shotgun snap for Luck. He's going to float this one deep right. And this is caught at the 20. Luck to Hilton on the hook up there. And even 40 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
The Colts with a first red zone opportunity in the ball game. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. From the red zone now, Luck. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and it'll be 2nd and about a yard.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Now a play fake, and it's Luck. And he's going to find Doyle in the end zone for a Colts score. Jack Doyle from 8 yards out, and the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
They go play action here on first down. And complete to Zach Ertz. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Everyone's got four down. There we go. Back. 120.
On play action, Wentz. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Now it's the all-purpose back. This is Darren Sproles. And he won't get to the marker as they're going to stop it for a 2nd straight play right at the line of scrimmage.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
The Eagles send out their punter now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. The Colts offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Luck, and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at the 20. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And the Eagles will go with an extra DB here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd.
Thinking pass all the way.
Luck now to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And remember, he had his first punt blocked. Nifty move. Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. The Eagles offense now gets set to head back onto the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily...
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
after the sack. It's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing is Wentz. Hey, right on cue, they set up the screen and complete it. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. Now, that screen there on 2nd down certainly didn't develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the latter. I like what you said there, because trying is one thing. We can second-guess just about every call. But in this case, when you realize it is broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on 3rd down. That way you don't lose any yardage.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After 1st and 2nd down went backwards, it's 3rd and very long. Working from the gun, Wentz. And he connects with Ertz. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 36 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run with a former Badger. It's Corey Clement. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Wentz to throw on 2nd down. And his pass incomplete. Nelson Aguilar, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the 1st quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. From the gun on 3rd down, Wentz. He finds his target. It's Matthews. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Good starting field position for the Colts as they have it 1st and 10. They begin the drive on the ground with Mack. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains. One quarter in the books. 7-3 the score. And we're back to Philadelphia after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Back with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Colts in possession of the football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a first down. Now a carry from Mack. Sidesteps him at the 35. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
First and 10, Locke. Brought in over the middle by Graham. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. To throw on second down is Locke. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Locke showing he can be dangerous when he tucks it and runs. He's able to pick up the first down.
How about that scramble by Andrew Luck? Sometimes we forget just how big, strong, and yes, fast Andrew Luck is. When he came out of college at the Combine, shocked everyone, ran a sub-4 840.
And he grew up a big soccer guy over in Europe, so he knows how to use his feet.
That he does, and I think it's helped his legs along the way as well.
Here's Luck. And it's caught. 3 yards is the gain that time. Second and goal.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route. And what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing. And they got it done.
From the 2 now, second and goal. They'll run it with Mack. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. A great effort there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Colts are able to grow their lead. Solid job up front. Really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
That was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Vinatieri now for the point after. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Throwing now is Wentz. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, it's Wentz. Goes underneath for Sproles. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Here's Ajayi. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
His throw incomplete. Alshon Jeffrey, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
As a general rule, receivers love the comeback route because it puts them right in the sight lines of the guy throwing the ball. But in this case, the defender saw it and were able to knock it away.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey.
To throw, it's Wentz. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. starting the drive with a give to Mack. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Tackled that time by Sidney Jones.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Colts on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Now Luck. On the right side, it's Hilton with a catch. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Pass complete. But no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats, throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no
yardage. Okay.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Remember, though, he did have one blocked earlier. Sproles, the return. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. All right, time for us now to discuss Alshon Jeffrey. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe you go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. This is Ajayi. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Shotgun now for Wentz. Aguilar has it. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Wentz now 9 of 15 throwing the ball, 60%, and it's 1st and 10. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
But one thing's for sure, when you got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll work his way inside the 30 now to the 28. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good game, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
The Eagles on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Wentz to throw. And that is incomplete.
All right, that one fell incomplete there, but the best quarterbacks, they'll miss on 40% of their throws, somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in baseball who's going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
And Elliott puts this one through. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. From the gun, here's Luck. And his throw is incomplete. Ryan Grant, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, let's take a step away from this game for a second. Talk about teams that are undefeated through 2 weeks in the NFL season. Miami, Denver, Cincinnati, Tampa Bay. How about those surprises all being 2-0 right now?
Yeah, the Jaguars, the Chiefs, and the Rams are all 2-0. Not a major surprise. You're exactly right because they have one common characteristic, those teams you mentioned, Miami, Denver, Cincinnati, and Tampa. None of them made the playoffs last year. And what's the one thing we do know about the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs the year before will not make them 2 years in a row. So these teams could be some of the early replacements in the playoff race for 2018.
And one more stat, 62% of teams that start 2-0 make the playoffs. The Colts on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. Out of the gun, Luck. It's complete to Grant. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3-and-out. Option right, it's Luck. It's a room to maneuver. And they get him down right near the midfield stripe. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it. And while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
On 3rd down, it's Mack, and he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Now it's Luck off the bootleg. Caught left side by Hilton. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. On first down, it's Luck. Over the middle, complete. It's Grant. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On 2nd down, here's Luck. Fighting to stay upright inside the 10. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in the cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. To the air again, Luck. And he's got Rodgers. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Luck now 12 of 17 through the air as he leads his guys up on first down. Luck throwing again. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing again is Luck. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout, as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. And we are back here. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. So the offense takes a timeout, and now we're set to get going. The Colts on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 7. Again, Luck. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So with 4th down coming up, here's Adam Vinatieri now for the Colts field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6. So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me,
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3's just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So.
Well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Alshon Jeffrey working his way back out there now to help lead this offense. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches. And he powers his way up past the 30. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. As it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. And welcome back. The offensive unit, they took the timeout. And now they get set to line up as we resume action. Wentz to throw on second down. Now he'll let it go deep, right? Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A gain of 32 that time. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 53. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much. And welcome in, everyone, to this slimmed-down version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We want to remind you that new this year in regular season games, I'll take you around the NFL and give you stats and scores from games in progress, as well as look back at games that have already been completed. So keep an eye out for that. But for now, let's get you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Here's Locke. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Grant. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. A gain of 6 there on first. Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Off of play action, Luck. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh, boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 right at the 40. Here's Mack. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Staying on the ground with Mack. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. The Colts on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Now a 1st down throw. Luck. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. So he can't hang on. And as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know. But you're going to get hit anyways. Might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. A first carry for the rookie. It's Jordan Wilkins. He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. The Colts on 3rd down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will bump the lead up to 11. So the scoring drive encompasses 9 plays, and the net result, 3 points.
Take your disappointment and put it aside. 9 plays. Yeah, they want to end up in the end zone with a touchdown. I get that. But sometimes those 9-play drives pay dividends later with another 9-play drive that culminates in a touchdown when they wear down a defense.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They'll begin the drive with a jive. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
On play action, it's Wentz. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Margus Hunt in there to bring him down for a loss of 7.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Hey, you got 3, you got 2. Don't go.
Working from the gun, Wentz. And this is going to be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The Eagles send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. He'll look to set up his blockers. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Andrew Luck now, he gears up to lead this offense again. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent, just the 1 touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader, making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. They'll like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter. Are you touched? He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
A run by Mack to start the drive. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
They keep it on the ground. Mack again. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D linemen to make the play.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. They'll fake the handoff. Now Luck. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Grant. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Luck on 1st down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. Well, taking a glance across the NFL through 2 weeks of the season, you've got quite a few teams that are winless, which obviously makes sense 2 weeks in. But the John Gruden era not off to the best start there at 0-2, Charles.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, Brandon. I mean, the Raiders, I believe this is the 15th time in franchise history they've started 0-2. None of the previous 14 times have they started 0-2 and made the playoffs. So the John Gruden era, not off to the start they're looking for, but I do think they're going to improve during the year. I wouldn't rule them out just yet. They might make a little bit of history with their franchise. I think the Steelers and the Browns at 0-1-1, it's an odd record, but the Browns actually feel halfway decent about it if they can fix their kicking. The Steelers, utterly disappointed they're 0-1-1.
Yeah, but the Browns, you're right, they could very easily be 2-0 right now. Luck now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Luck. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Jordan Hicks. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. A CD switching gears for a second. You know, after last year, 7 NFL head coaches were relieved of their duties. And in week 1 of this season, those 7 coaches went 0-7. They fared a little better, though, in week 2.
They certainly did. Finally got into the win column. 3 of those happened. 1 in Chicago, 1 in Tennessee, and 1 in Indianapolis. Finally getting off the schneid. The other guys trying to get it done in week 3.
Yeah, including John Gruden. Curious to see when he gets his first victory out west. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. So after the INT, here's Wentz. Ertz over the middle. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
For many teams, the evaluation of tight ends has really changed. We used to wonder about how they would block first and foremost. Now we want to know how these guys can run because we envision them in offenses catch the ball How much yardage can they gain after that?
And that on display there for a good pickup. Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34. Now it's Ajayi. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hang in there now.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed, as that's going to move the chains.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And he'll get about 5 here as he'll take this down inside the 20-yard line.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. The Eagles on 3rd down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Wentz. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. Margus Hunt in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon.
And that's his 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
So they'll turn to the kicker again. He's been a busy man thus far. This a 43-yard attempt. And Elliott puts this one through. And that'll make this an 8-point game. It can be a thankless job sometimes to be a kicker, but they're thanking him right now. That's now 4 field goals. He's kept him in the game.
He sure has, and that offense has got to find its rhythm because I'm not sure that just kicking field goals is going to allow them to win this game.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Andrew Luck and company heading back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know, that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for them, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Mike Bennett in there to sack him for a loss of 6. Bennett, of course, a big offseason pickup for the Eagles.
And they love his versatility. He can play defensive end, defensive tackle in obvious pass situations, 9.5 sacks last season in Seattle, and the smallest shoulder pads for a man his size we've ever seen.
A 3-time Pro Bowler to boot. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Flop. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This is 3rd down and 12. Luck now to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4. And that's going to make it 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Philadelphia. A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Eagles coming out as they get ready. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
They'll start out on the ground with a jive. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Play action. Now Wentz. Pass incomplete. He was trying to get it to Zach Ertz that time. 3rd down here.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
The Eagles on 3rd down. Just a 20% success rate at 2 of 10. This is 3rd down and 12. Shotgun now for Wentz. And he hits his man, Matthews. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball in the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. Wentz now on first down. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That goes for a gain of 31.
I don't know whether I want to be a fly on the wall or not when they hear the explanation of how one of the bigger targets on the field, the tight end, could be that wide open and uncovered downfield. Who blew that assignment?
Somebody did.
No doubt about it. There's no way you're not going to account for him.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Wentz to throw again. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. Jabal Sheard able to drop him for a loss of 4.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. To throw is Wentz. Goes underneath for Sproles. Stops short of the 25. The nice move couldn't ultimately free him. It'll be a gain of 6, and all of a sudden here it's 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. From the right hash, this from 44 yards out. And the kick by Elliott is good. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And the Colts coming out now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Luck and the Colts come up now 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll fake it. Now Luck. Eagle pressure. Too much this time. Down he goes. Chris Long able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Out of the gun, Luck. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Over the middle, it's caught by Rodgers. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now Mack. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Play action. It's Luck. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Nigel Bradham, the linebacker, right there on the coverage.
When you see passes knocked down by those guys I call the frustrated fullbacks, the linebackers, you know that in their zone coverage, they were able to drop, see the ball thrown, and react to it very quickly.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. And they'll go on the ground. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Wentz and the Eagles now with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Wentz now to throw. And this is Hurts with it, right side. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. 7 yards to pick up on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going. Able
to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. On play action, Wentz. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here's Luck now on 2nd down. Oh, he stays up. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Colts use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever, there it results in a touchdown. Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Good word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
Like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? when the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. That ball's caught. Aguilar right side. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. Fourth quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
Wentz now on first down. A dump off to Sproles. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make this a second down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Go, go. 120.
Now Wentz. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
And we take some time to spotlight T.Y. Hilton now. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
After the interception, it's Locke. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Third and 2, Locke. It's complete to Graham. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down. He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Luck on first down. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. And on the ground they go with a running back. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also moved the sticks.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
On 1st and 10, Locke. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. This is Wilkins, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap for Locke. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of. Otherwise, he was going to get sacked.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Vinatieri's kick is good. And that will make this now a 15-point advantage. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle. As a visiting team, as an underdog, you were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So the offense took the timeout. Looks like they're ready to go as we get set to resume the action. So they went 2 yards in the wrong direction on the last pass play, and now it's 3rd and 12. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved.
False start, offense.
That's going to set them back 5 yards.
Still 3rd down.
And we're back. The offense had a chance to talk things over, and we'll see what they come up with here on this next play. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now. 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Wentz. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Hey. 4 down.
Now Wentz, got to have this one. He's going to let it fly. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And the Eagles are going to go ahead and take another timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Luck going to throw it. This will be caught just inside the 10. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. The defense, they got a little bit of a breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. The Colts in victory formation now as they take the knee. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. So locked down to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right, just us against the world, and get it done, how happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long from Philly.